Joining me now is CPA Dan Geltrude to try to decipher all of this. Dan, thanks for joining us.
Hey, Lauren.
I guess we start with the billionaires tax, the wealth tax. I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to happen, but I don't believe it's constitutionally sound. And, you know, by the likes of Elon Musk, worth what, $300 billion, he's against it too. He's got a lot of billions, the most out of anybody.
Well, when you really break this down, and let's look at this from a common sense standpoint, let's not all act as accountants. First of all, this type of tax has never worked anywhere. So if history teaches us anything, it's not going to work. Second, even if it were to work, the projection of this is that it'll generate $200 billion to $250 billion, which is only about 10% or so of what the projected spending is going to be. So again, remember, this is supposed to cost nothing. It's all paid for. Where is the other 90% coming from? I think Elon Musk, who commented on this, was spot on, because he said, eventually the government is going to run out of other people's money, and then they're coming for you. And that's the exact point here. As was just reported, Democrats are looking at anything they could possibly tax at this point because they're desperate that they're going to lose this bill.
And you get used to something. Let's say such a wealth tax does go into effect. I know it's going to be tough to implement. You can talk about that in a second. But okay, it's working. We're doing it. Then, okay, well, first it's billionaires, then it's millionaires, then it's like my bank account that they're targeting, and they're taking my wealth too. We just get used to it, so we keep doing it to keep paying for more spending.
Well, that's exactly it. What the real point here is for me, and the reason why I'm against a wealth tax and I'm even against the minimum corporate tax, is because this type of spending isn't necessary. Why do we need it? The president has talked about we need to stimulate the economy. We don't need to stimulate the economy. The economy is doing just fine. The federal government needs to get out of the way and let capitalism and the free markets work. And it will generate more tax revenue that they'll spend anyway. There is no need for this type of tax. And that's why you have so much discord in the Democrat Party, because some realize this. And of course, the other side says, no, we need even more so we can spend more.
I know you're not a politician, Dan. You do sound like one right now, though. So I'm going to ask you to read the political tea leaves here. What are the chances that both bills, hard and soft infrastructure, die under their own weight and confusion?
Yeah, I have. If you're going to ask me to predict on this one, and this is a different prediction that I would have had a while back, I actually think that this whole thing may fall apart because they just can't get together on it. I really thought they would get something because the Democrats have control. How do they pass up an opportunity to tax?
Yeah.
And the reason that they will is because we're not going to tax enough.
Real quickly, Dan,
their philosophy.
I'm surprised your thoughts on the 15% corporate minimum tax. It affects about 200 companies. Doesn't that jive with the push Treasury Secretary Yellen is doing globally to have a global minimum tax? I would think there would be support around that.
Yeah, I think that would have a shot at passing. Again, whatever tax you generate will be way, way short. But look, these companies are going to figure out a way to make up for whatever tax they're going to have to pay, and they're going to pass that along to consumers, or there's going to be a lot of people that are going to lose their jobs, and that's what will make up the difference.
And here we are. Dan Geltrude, thank you for the time. Much appreciated.
Thanks, Lauren.
Yeah.